introduce you to is the Regional Artist Project Grant. This is a grant that is hosted through the North Carolina Arts Council, and so it reaches through all of the counties in North Carolina, and then we've extended it to our partners here in South Carolina and York County. And it's particularly to invest in the professional development of creative individuals in our state, in our community. Particularly, it's for a single purpose that's going to help advance your profession and your work in the creative field, whether that be through attending a workshop, getting studio space, perhaps it's getting a piece of equipment that's going to help you take your craft to the next level. It's supported through NC Arts Council, but we also supplement that with funds through the Blumenthal Endowment, and also each of the 11 county partners that are part of our group all contribute to make sure that we have substantial funding to be able to offer to support this program. The counties that are eligible for this program include Cabarrus, Cleveland, Gaston, Iredell, Mecklenburg, Lincoln, Rowan, Rutherford, Stanley, Union, and York, South Carolina. To be eligible for this program, you have to be 18 years of age and a resident of one of those 11 counties. The other requirement is this is for folks that are not currently in a degree-seeking program. So if you are a student currently in higher education, we're really glad you're doing that. We're going to give this opportunity to somebody else who is perhaps outside of that school experience and looking for ways that they can continue to learn and grow. This is not open for folks that are on the Arts Council staff or their family for any of the counties that are involved in this program. If you've received RAPG funds in the past, we ask people to take a couple of years out so that we can rotate through and make sure that we're extending support to as broad a community as we can. So if folks received funding for a project that they did during the calendar year of 2015 or 2016, you're going to hold off while we open up the door to other folks for this year. Oops. So the application involves several distinct elements. The first thing is we're going to ask you to tell us your project title. That doesn't have to be a terribly creative name. It should be a very descriptive name. I'm asking for support to be able to attend the workshop that is held in Black Mountain for developing my creative writing. Would be a very fine title and statement of purpose. Your career statement is really you describing to us where are you at in your career, how have you gotten here, and where are you wanting to go. It gives us the context of how is this project going to fit into your development as a professional. We're going to look for evidence of your artistic growth. So again, how have you been able to grow in the past? What has helped you tool and grow in your profession? And what's going to help you take the next step? We're going to look for specific ways that you're going to measure whether this program was successful for you. What are the outcomes that you're hoping to attain by getting this new piece of equipment or by having more studio time? How is that going to help you continue to grow and develop? Finally, we're going to ask for some attachments, including your work samples as well as a bio and resume that reflects your work as a creative individual. The work samples are going to vary depending on what type of work you work in. So for visual artists, what we're asking for is 8 digital images. This is true for folks working in 2D or 3D mediums. And you select what those 8 images are that best exemplify the excellence of your work to date and where you're going with your work. So you can choose whether that is a detailed image or whether it's 8 different pieces of work that you've produced. It's up to you what you're presenting to us, but it should capture us having a real sense of the excellence of your work. For folks that are working in the performing arts, be that music, dance, theater, what we're looking for is a 3-minute sample of your work. You can send that to us either as a DVD, but we actually prefer if you send it to us as a Vimeo or as a YouTube link that gives us a sense of your work as it's being performed in whatever format you do that work. It can be any 3 minutes. So if you don't send us any instructions, we'll start at the very beginning and we'll play for 3 minutes. But if the moment that you think best captures that excellence happens at 5 minutes in, tell us that. You can also give us a couple of different samples. So if you want to watch 1.5 minutes from sample 1 and 1.5 minutes from another sample, just clarify that in your description that includes the links and then what time you want us to watch on each of the links that you provide us. For folks that are working in the creative literature arts, we are looking for 10 pages of manuscript. So that can be poetry, it can be narrative that you're providing us, but no more than 10 pages. We love if you are writing a whole novel, but we're not going to read the whole novel as part of your grant application here. Again, each of these can be posted through a document online, or if you need to send in a DVD for folks in the performing arts, you would need to have that available at the ASC office by the deadline. The application for RAPG is all done completely online, so you can access it already. You go to Arts and Science Council's website, artsandscience.org, and from there you're going to look for grants for individuals to find the Regional Arts Project grant. Once you've gotten there, you're going to find how to apply, and there are 2 links there, one for Mecklenburg County residents and one for non-Mecklenburg County residents. Because this is a collection of counties that are supporting this, each county has a designated representative that will help you in your application process. So if you are living here in York, if you're in Gastonia, make sure you contact the county representative from the county that you live in so that they can provide you the password to get in. Mecklenburg County, I already get access to the application, so I know you're in there as soon as that's there. So Mecklenburg County can bypass that, but for others, you're going to need that password first to log in. Also notice the other button there is if you have already started an application, you can always access it again through the website by going to a previously started application. The login is just going to be your email and whatever password you have created. That will be the first step you get to. And then if you are from one of our county partners outside of Mecklenburg, the next page is where you're going to put in the password that your county partner gives you. Within the application, you'll be able to fill in text boxes that answer some of the questions, your name. It's pretty basic information there. But when we're asking you to upload documents, the process should be pretty familiar for any other forms that you may be filling out. Okay, so down at the bottom, you'll select the type of attachment you're going for. If you're uploading your resume or your bio, you'll select that. If you're uploading your work sample, you'll select that as the title. From there, you'll pick the file that's on your computer that represents your resume or your work sample. Browse to go find it and then hit upload once you've found that link. You want to save it and finish later if you've done a part of it and you're going to come back to the next piece. So give yourself a week in between to think about it, come back to it, that's just fine. If you save and say you're going to finish later, you haven't sent it to us, we don't see it yet. When you want to submit, you're going to hit the review and submit button. That'll give you a chance to look over and make sure that you've got everything attached that you want to have attached, and you can submit it. Once you've submitted it, it's no longer in your possession, we've got it. And you can't make any more changes. So if you are interested in having someone read a draft, don't submit it to have us read the draft. We have another option for you. It'll be up in the upper right-hand corner where we ask you to email a draft. And you can email that draft to your county representative, or you can also email it to friends or colleagues. If there's someone you trust to look over your work, you can email that draft to anyone you would like. But that is how you want to get the draft to your county representative if you're looking for our feedback on your final full application before making your final submission. The draft review period is September 5th through 9th, so it's the week ahead of when the final application application is due. As long as we have it by that Friday at noon, your county representative will read through what you've submitted as part of your application and give you any feedback that we have to help make it a stronger application. You can certainly submit or send that email draft to your county partner before September 5th. That's just the time period that we've asked folks to set aside time to be sure to review materials that you send in. As long as we receive it by noon on September 9th, we'll have feedback to you back by that Monday at 5 o'clock in the afternoon so that you've got the rest of the week to make any changes that you would like to your application. The final application is due Friday, September 16th at noon, and then we're done. So don't try to get it in at 12:30. It's not going to work. Late applications are not accepted. This is a very competitive program. Last year, we received 114 applications, of which 31 received an RAPG grant for the year. So putting your best foot forward absolutely is required as you're applying for the RAPG grant.